Nuclear launch detected. 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 Nuclear under attack. Energy and physicals and research and structure.
Yo, girl, I got what you want. Check out that fro. Hey guys, this is Nuke. Finally casting some OSL games. This is the third I know you're probably still laughing at the afro, but this is the third Bacchus OSL. Bacchus is Bach for the 2010 OSL. We are deep into the round of 36 now. I haven't casted any OSL games yet in this season, but I'm going to change that today. This is Leta versus Paralyze. Protoss. Yes. I could go for the low-hanging fruit of Protoss as a nickname, but I wanted to come up with my own unique nickname for him. I was thinking about this before the cast started, and I think I came up with a good one. Protoss Funkmaster. Okay, here we go. And this is for a spot in the round of 16. I could give you a breakdown of everything that's happened in the OSL so far, but that's quite a lot. I feel like just casting right now. Here we go. Except up at the 12 o'clock position in Teal is Leta. Very powerful Terran player, but he does have a notorious weakness against Protoss. And Paralyze is down at the 5 o'clock position. Protoss Funkmaster, sporting the fro. He's a big hit with the ladies. And I've actually heard a lot of great things about Paralyze. That's probably the main reason I wanted to choose these games to start with in this OSL. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Paralyze. In his prelims and some of his off televised games. He's only had 2 televised games, but he's currently undefeated, 2-0. He has a 100% win record. Can't beat that. But yeah, I've been hearing some great things about him. People have been saying he might be one of the next great Protoss players. Of course, they said the same thing about Snow and Movie and a bunch of other guys who are kind of waning. But still, Paralyze, I've seen him play. He is a very good player. Despite his fro deficiency, he probably has to pick it up. Oh, no. I'm glad the Koreans can appreciate a good fro. Man, look at that. That's very accurate depiction there. Going straight to his fro. Thank you, cameraman. But yeah, the Protoss Funkmaster. I'm looking forward to seeing how he handles Leta. Leta is defending his round of 16 spot right now against the Protoss Funkmaster, and this is on a new map for the OSL called Pathfinder, which is a 3-player map, and it's kind of reminiscent of Plasma. I think a lot of people can see the similarities between the two maps, since Plasma was also 3, kind of the elevated mains. It's quite a bit different, though. You don't have the egg barriers everywhere, so it's not nearly as hard on Zerg players. And it seems kind of tank-friendly at first, but there are not many buildable areas out there in the map. Good buildable areas where you can put some turrets down to get a nice contain on a Protoss player, say. So doing an early contain is pretty difficult, actually, even with siege tanks. And there is Leta, looking all over the place for cheese, I suspect. And the Protoss Funkmaster is laying down his pylon inside, so these guys are not even scouting each other yet. Leta is coming down, though. He's going to see that the egg is there just to help with the Forge Fast Expand, I believe, just to make it easier for Protoss players to do that. And there's Paralyze blocking his choke and going to keep Leta out. Leta's going to be completely in the dark. But at the same time, Paralyze has not sent out a probe yet, so he doesn't know if Leta is cheesing. Leta is a notorious cheeser. This is kind of risky play from Paralyze. But he's going straight for a Citadel of Adun and his robotics facility at the same time. So he's going for a Dark Templar drop. Cheesiness coming in from the Funkmaster, but the factory on the way for Leta. It feels good to be casting the OSL again. I know people wanted me to jump into it and do the entire... What is that guy doing? He's taking a picture of a bottle. But they wanted me to cast the entire round of 36, which I'm getting worn out. My job has become more difficult. I'm running out of time to do things. And it's harder to get videos. There are a lot of reasons. I won't go into it now since I'm doing a cast. But yeah, I was talking to Ranchin about the same thing, and he's like, I'm worn out too. And I'm like, yeah, me too. So, not many people out there casting Brood War commentaries right now, unfortunately. I guess I should probably step up my game as far as that goes. But here, finally, the scouting probe on the way. For the Funkmaster, he's going straight up to the 12 o'clock position, and he's probably not going to be able to get in. There are plenty of Marines at that choke, and he's not going to be able to get in. So he might not even try to get up that choke. But the starport on the way for Leta, pretty early starports. I think they're both going for drop strategies. This is really interesting, actually. This map kind of forces you to go for an air kind of drop build. Since the mains, they're pretty close together, and they're both elevated, there's a lot of space in the middle of the map. It's easy for a Terran player to just get surrounded, but Leta already working his way out with about 6 Marines and a single tank, and an SCV at the same time. I think he's going to try somewhat of a contain inside of the main, try to keep Paralyze inside, try to paralyze his defenses, yuck. But there comes the shuttle in the middle, almost getting intercepted by the Marines. Luckily, he pulls back. I don't think he had a Dark Templar yet. I would be surprised if he did. I mean, he just got down his Templar archives as far as I know. Dark Templar take a little while to pop out of the gateways. But let's see. No doubt he is working on getting his Dark Templar right now. He's going to need them to defend against this semi-contain from Leta. I believe that Leta is bringing along his SCV so he can build a bunker. But this is probably not going to be that successful. He's pushing in right now, getting in there with that SCV to get some vision, but now he's going to fall back. I don't even think he has a scan at the moment, so he's trying to use the spider mines to lure into the Dark Templar. It's not working out too well. Now he's going to drop Dark Templar of his own inside of this main, but Leta is prepared, already putting down, taking down the first Dark Templar, and I believe that Paralyze is out of Dark Templar and that shuttle, and now the shuttle is going to get picked off, so nicely played from Leta. Denying him all his options, but he has to prepare inside of his main for more Dark Templar on the way. I mean, he has to get a scan ready, definitely. He's not going to be able to defend himself with just mines unless he's really, really, really lucky. But okay, Paralyze, he is coming in with the Dragoon at the same time. He is going to go in with his Dragoon to take all the mine drags, but there's still one mine left that... I was going to say that might be enough to take down the Dark Templar. Almost taking it down. But now Paralyze in here, trying to snipe the mines, hit the mines. I think he got within range of the turret, though, and the turret vision allowed the Vulture to take that down. But now more Dark Templar streaming down the map. I think Leta's in a little bit of trouble. He doesn't have nearly enough detection inside of his main. He has those 2 turrets. He needs to build a couple of additional turrets. He's trying to do that right now next to his important buildings. He might have to lift off this factory. That would be horrible for him to have to lift off that important building. But he lost his turret right next to that, and now the Dark Templar are going to eat into these important buildings, and Leta's going to have to float off eventually. I don't see a way that he's going to be able to defend this, especially with a constant stream of Dark Templar like this. Paralyzed, now he's just going into a Dark Templar build. He's just going to continuously pump Dark Templar. He actually has a Zealot in there, too. I have a feeling he's going to use the Zealot to drag the mines away so they aren't as much of a threat. A Paralyze now making his way to the top. There are a couple of turrets back there. It's going to be very difficult to break in and get to that mineral line, but he's taking down one turret. Paralyze snipes one turret. Leta's kind of in trouble now. He only has 2 turrets left, I believe, to give himself that vision he needs. He does have the scan, but it seems that he's saving the scan up, which is probably smart right now. The mine dragging into about 3 Dark Templar. That's exactly what Leta wants to happen. He wants those to drag into the Dark Templar so he doesn't have to waste his scan on this. He wants to use his scan to scout for bases and maybe go out for that big push and be when he's ambushed by Dark Templar again. But more Dark Templar streaming in, and more Zealots streaming in, but Paralyze, he needs to focus on getting his second base to make this worth it. He's keeping Leta inside of one base, but a Terran player at one base is stronger than a Protoss player at one base. Even if they have the Dark Templar sniping the starport that has to be lifted off, Leta's just bringing all of his buildings into about a 4/4 inch square, where he's going to try to protect them all with mines and detection. Trying to build another factory, but that's not going to be successful. He has no detection there to help himself out unless he wants to waste a scan. But I think he's building up his scan, trying to get it to about max before he uses those effectively. Parallax forced to pull his Zealot away from a couple of bunkers now for Leta. I think he has just the 2 bunkers to protect himself, the Marines in both of them. So Leta's going to be okay for the time being. I think he's I mean, he's working on a tight shift now. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but he needs to get his second base down as soon as he possibly can to make his advantage worth it. He can't stay on the one base forever because Parallax is going to have a much easier time putting down his second base when he finally puts it down. I'm looking at the minimap, and Paralyze has not put that down yet, so he's still focusing on aggression. Oh, wait, he just put it down. I saw that down there. Paralyze getting his second base down. So Leta, he's on a time crunch, and he's got to get down his second base. But Paralyze is retreating, pulling back most of his troops, keeping one Dark Templar at the choke just in case. Get a few free kills if Leta is not completely paying attention. Now, finally, the observatory on the way to deal with those pesky mines, just in case Leta tries to do a counterattack, take down this second nexus, lay the mines, because it's going to be difficult to hold and contain without mines on this map, because the area right outside of the natural expansion, 2 more factories on the way for Leta, but the area outside the natural is not buildable, to my knowledge. Of course, I haven't seen many games on this map, but I'm pretty sure it's not buildable, which means the contains are almost impossible, because the shuttle can come in, drop these zealots, do very effective zealot bombs, and without an effective minefield in front of your army, it's going to be difficult to hold that contained.